Hello, hello. What's going on out there, guys? Hope y'all are having a awesome hump day today on this rainy ass Wednesday, September 12th, 2018. This is your host Z-Rex with No Noise Research, and we're about to chat about everyone's favorite thing, Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash. No, I'm just joking. I know everybody hates Bitcoin Cash. So I know everybody's probably just as bored as me with this action. Let me go ahead and go to my live screen so I don't forget, because I do tend to do that sometimes. Here's a channel. I'm trying to do videos every day. I usually do. I did miss yesterday. I apologize for that. If there's anybody just really just waiting for me out there, that's okay. I got this one here, and they're all time stamped and stuff too, so you can browse them fast, so you don't have to listen to me ramble all the time, because I can do that from occasionally, not from time to time, just like redundant with the word use there. All right, so yeah, the market's been moving nowhere. It's been extremely lame. Not really any cool news. I've been kind of removing the news from the first part of my show, just because it's so fidgety, and unless it's something really big, I'll mention it. But really, guys, like, y'all are already really going to know and see all that anyway, so I'm going to focus on something that I'm better at, which is TA. And news is easy and mostly BS. So, how many times have we seen, oh, we're not going to do ABC anymore, it's banned or whatever, and then the next day it's like, well, actually, we are going to do ABC. I mean, there's like a laundry list of that kind of stuff. And there's already plenty of people that do news, so you can go holler at them. Alright, so market cap, it's almost the exact same from the video I made on Monday evening. Nothing exciting here at all. Still struggling in the 190s. Volume's picking up a little bit, but not really anything to toot your horn about. again, 200 is going to be some good resistance. If we don't really get above 200 soon, like real soon, which we're about to talk about on BTC, then that's going to look pretty shitty, for lack of a better term. Like ETH right now, right? Haha. Oh, and people are probably like, dude, why are you doing that to ETH? ETH is my favorite coin, man. It's going to take over Bitcoin. Y'all remember when everybody was talking about the flippening? Man, you haven't heard that probably in a long time. And it was with Ethereum. Yeah. Yeah, that didn't work. Onyx Capital. I think I'm saying that right. Or Onyx. Yes, I am on Discord. I usually don't have the chat apps open though while I'm streaming, because I just don't want extra beeps and things in the background. Sometimes I just forget to do all that. But I am working on setting up another computer so I can have all that kind of separate, so I will do that. Let me go ahead and pop it open though. You can send me some messages in there. I can send my name actually. Here, I'll put it in the chat for you guys. But anyway, yeah, so the flippening, pretty hilarious. Yeah, I don't think anyone thinks that that is going to happen at all. So, no worries. Let's see, I am no noise at... Oh, I gotta have that stupid number. I forgot that they do that. Here. Bam, copy, pasted. Yeah, there's my Discord right there if y'all want to hit me up on Discord. And then I do have a chat too. It's on Telegram. There's a link in the description. You can click. It'll open up. Actually, no, I'm sorry. It won't be in the description on this one, because that's I have to edit them first. But anyway, there's the Discord. We can start there. All right, back to some market action. So the flippening. Yeah, haha. Good joke. Bitcoin Cash has been really taking it on the chin with Ethereum too. I believe it. I'm not sure if it cracked 400, but it was really damn close. Let's look in the last 24 hours. What's been kind of strong? Oh, shocker, Doge. Doge just don't play around, guys. Like, yeah, no problem. Onyx Capital. Yeah, man. You know, it's like Doge. I made a chart about a week or two ago, and I put it on the Twitter, and also I showed it on the show. And it was how Doge will pump right before moves in Bitcoin, usually to the upside. And it came to fruition, but then immediately got slapped really fast. So what's interesting now, though, is that Dogecoin is continuing to follow through and showing massive relative strength across the whole market. As you can even see here on the 7-day, it's on the top by far, 31% almost, and Dash is not even close, but you know, 4.5% up over 7 days. That's pretty good considering the market conditions. But yeah, so you got VeChain is up there doing good. OMG, wow, that's interesting to see. We haven't looked at OMG in a long time. Let's go ahead and check that out before we jump into the Bitcoin. Let's see here. Oof, ouch. Not looking too hot. I think this trend line broke, guys. Let me go ahead and erase that. Yeah, this is in no man's land here. Like, yeah, that's an ugly ass chart. I'm actually just gonna kind of say, watch the hell out and not even talk about it, because, I mean, what do you have? This wick support? This weak, scrubby. This is weak sauce right here. So, like, forget I even mentioned it. Erase that. OMG from your brain. Dogecoin, though, kicking ass. The Shiba Power, man. Ripple has been stabilizing. I've also noticed that Lumens has been also stabilizing fairly well. So here's the dollar. We don't need the Bittrex. Let's go to dollar on, or I'm sorry, on Bittrex. Yeah, we got more data here. We did kind of break this trend line. Diagonal lines aren't near as good as horizontals, but, you know, I draw them on there because people are watching them too, so it gives you kind of things. I don't really trade off them that much, unless they're like the Bitcoin diagonal, where we've touched it like 5 times and got rejected every time and sold off hard. You know, then you probably want to pay attention to that one more. But generally speaking, horizontals are way better. So yeah, you can see here, this is a daily chart of stellar lumens, XLM, and it's been holding this 20 cent level for a hot minute. Kind of like relative to everything else selling off, you know, it's only down 10% or so, and getting bought up. It is really weak though on DMI right here. You usually don't see both of these below 16, which is kind of the weak zone. Above 26 is strong, and then in between there is kind of the neutral battle zone. But yeah, pretty wild being down there. That means we're getting ready for a big ass move, y'all. So let's just go ahead into the Bitcoin chart, because as I've talked about in all the last week's videos, and maybe even longer, and it's probably redundant if you keep watching, but it's true, Bitcoin's gonna lead this pack. And if it doesn't go up, then nothing else is. At least that's how the market is now. Of course, that could change. I'm not a maximalist, but that could change down the road. But definitely at this point in time, that's the case. So let me make sure I'm not hitting any. All right, let's see here. Let's zoom in a little, because we're not really getting anything on the daily. It's still bearish. We're still above 26 on the DMI. RSI is still floating around here in the mid 30s, so nothing to really see on the daily that's any different. Same with the 3-day and the weekly. Yeah, since we have 4 days in that, we don't even need to really check that out. This red line here, if y'all don't know, is the SEC deadline crap for all like the 8 ETFs. The other deadline, I mean, there's probably like 11 deadlines. It's just ridiculous. Oh, that was a good flip-flopping one that they did, right? If y'all remember that. Like, oh, we're not approving them, and the next day they're like, oh, actually, we're going to review them. Maybe that was one news bit that was good. I talked about it when it happened. Was we have 5 commissioners now. There was only 4, so that's kind of nice. Maybe maybe he likes crypto, kind of like Hester Price does over there. Let's zoom in on the 850. Oh, it's teetering. It is teetering. Look at this, guys. Bears just slightly have control right now. But the bulls are still below the mid-teens, so they're not really strong. Again, as we talked about on this initial sell-off, we said that it was going to go sideways for a little bit. Again, all the videos are timestamped. You can check them out. Just to take this move in, because you know that was a big move. We hadn't seen a move that violent in quite a while. Oh, let me go to big chart here. There I'll go. We hadn't seen a move like that in quite a while, so it was definitely I think a shocker. Most people didn't think that was going to drop and come out of the floor. Like here, it wasn't. I don't think it was as surprising, because it failed this trend line and then failed it again. And then this move was so violent, you know, those are usually followed by violent moves. This one was like nice and constructive, and then just a slap down. There is some weird part of me thinking that this was just a slap down to run it up to a new local high. Like this was some smart money slapping it down, big money. I don't know. It's just we keep getting back in this damn... That's totally speculation, and I don't trade off of my speculation. I have before, but rarely now. That will cost you a lot of money. Don't do that. And you know, we're in this zone here, and it's like right in the middle of this inverted head and shoulders where all the business was done. All the business was done here. I mean, there's massive support at 6K, 58 to 6K, and so it just kind of falling abruptly into that. Then volume just dying off, as y'all can see right about here, like nothing, right? So it's accepting it, and I was discussing if the indicators could reset, which they are kind of in that point now. The DMI's floating right on it after it kind of touched it here before. So the indicators are a little bit reset, so we could get some violent moves to the downside from here, but I just don't think 7,000 is enough to get people super bullish yet. Like, even if we are going to go to 5 or sub 5K, which I've talked about in the older videos, that I would actually love to get the capitulation out of the way now, so we just don't have to worry about it later. You know, if like going to capitulate from here is not as likely, I don't think, as, you know, getting back up to maybe like busting this trend line, testing this red box zone, which we've had 4 You know, we've drawn it on here since before this move even happened. It actually came right to the top of it. And this is just drawn with some 618 Fibonacci extensions and retracements from various moves. There's a bunch of them that lined up right there, so I boxed it in. But anyway, yeah, this is looking almost bullish though, but this candle just printed. I think the daily just closed, didn't it? Yes, it did, 8 minutes ago. So since that just closed, we have 14 hours left on the 850, so that's pretty much all of it. It is trying to get support. Let's see if we've got any, maybe something on the internals for 4 hour. The lower time frames. Yeah, so the 4 hour finally has closed above the 21 exponential, if y'all can see this right here, little candle. So that's actually a really good thing. We haven't seen that since this sell-off started with this big ass engulfing candle here. I'm kind of kicking myself that I didn't get short there. I took my longs off, which I discussed in that video on this time frame here on the first attempt, because the risk reward sucked now from being long, you know, back over here. But when this candle happened, I was like, man, I should totally get some short action here, because this is massively engulfing, blowing through the 21 and the 55, and then tapping the red one here, which is the longest term moving average. And it just kept selling off, but now we're finally showing a little bit of sign of strength. And what has it been, about a week since that happened, roughly? Yeah, so almost exactly a week. And here we are trying to put in another 4 hour candle above it. So we'll see if that can happen. It probably is going to come up here and test like 65 at least, even if it wants to roll over. But you can see DMI is actually getting strong. RSI is almost there. It's right at the 50. But, and I meant DMI. The bears are getting weaker as the bulls are getting stronger. Sorry, I didn't say that very well. Yeah, we're finally closing below the 26 level, mid-20s level we like to see. So let's go down to an hourly. Oh, the hourly actually looks pretty damn good. When I was putting together the show and kind of getting ready, some of the things I wanted to talk about, you know, I started noticing, I was like, oh man, it's going to be like a fake out like the last time I streamed, which was like almost exactly on that. I think it was on like one of these, and it just like rolled over again. It was pretty funny. But yeah, so here we are. It looks like we're about to come test the purple, which is nice. This is a 177 if you want to know. These are based off of Fibonacci. So, or 144, I'm sorry. 144. This one is the 77 one, 377. And those are that's kind of like constantly drawing fib retracements on your chart all the time, so you don't have to do them all the time. It's kind of nice. But anyway, we are getting some a little bit of love right here. Popping, you know, 30, 40 bucks, kind of since I've started the video. Yeah, so it's probably pretty for sure we're gonna come test 64 here. That lines up with the 144 and also the tops of all this business done here. And we're finally a little bullish. We haven't kind of stabilized over the 26 DMI range like this since sort of here. But this is nice and kind of flat with upward movement. This one had a spike and then sell off, and then it was like there was all week after that. It never stabilized. So unless you get big, yeah, so you can see same thing here. Boom, flat, sold off. Same deal. And when I talk about the hourly a lot on DMI, it's very important to see where weakness is. It got you. It should have, if you use it, it would get you out kind of in this area, or at least go neutral, or maybe hedge a little bit, depending how you trade. You can see when it dropped below the 26 and went to the battle zone. Here, let me make this bigger because that's probably hard to see. So, and it goes into the battle zone here on the 4th. I had to find where that is. Let me see. Oh crap, sorry. So here it's like battling. And as it's battling in there, when this happens, that means it's super neutral. It means no one has any strength anymore. Now, when it's over that 26, as you can see, since back here at about 60, oh, let's just call it 7,000, it had that strength the whole time and stayed above it for the majority, like 90% of the time. While the bears were low, they were actually below the 16, which is the weak zone. See how that kind of works? This is like one of my favorite indicators. Like, no one really talks about it either. It does have ADX on it, but I'd take that part off. I don't really find any use for that one. I'm sure some people does, it just doesn't work for me. But here you go, this neutral part was kind of saying, hey, this sucks, what is this? And how many times does this get rejected too? You put this, you want coinciding indicators to stack up, right? So you have, no, can't get over overbought, which is just strength on RSI. Gets it here, but we're getting rejected on every damn candle on a trend line. You stack all that up, that's not healthy. Really, it already should have, when it did this, it should have blown past it pretty much in the next day or two. And then in the video, I talk about that because it's like this trend line has been hardcore resistance, you know, this whole time right here. See? I mean, look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know if you want to say 6, 7, 8, 9, a bunch of those. So it's about like 7 touches, 6 or 7 touches, which is a crap ton. You usually don't see that many in trading, but oh, we're still going up here a little bit, guys. Yeah, here we go. We might even hit this purple as I'm talking about it. So that's kind of funny. Let's see if this can kind of pick up. This is looking pretty decent, and especially since the bears are now below, they're in the weak zone here, below the mid-teens. And so they have not been below the mid-teens on the hourly since the sell-off started. So that is definitely a slight trend change. So do be aware of that. Let's see. Let's go to Ethereum, because that pretty much covers the Bitcoin mama bear. Oh, Ethereum's had a nice little bounce off that sell-off earlier. Very nice. So you got about 170 it got stalled out at, and now here at 187. So since that just happened, I haven't looked at this yet. We're just pulling it up. Let's look at DMI and see if maybe it would give you some help here on this. So it's selling off. Bears have been strong pretty much for the last 2 days on DMI, even on the hourly, which usually it's more, it oscillates more unless they got some strength, which they do, and they did. And it was also getting rejected on the 21 exponential, which is one of the most simple things you can use. I highly recommend it for just kind of general trends, and it works on like every time frame too. But anyway, back to the DMI, you finally get a cross below here at 1 o'clock today, and it went right up to the top. Okay, I will definitely do that here in 1 second. We're getting a, it looks like this hourly has a good chance of closing below, but it does have 44 minutes, so let's not get ahead of ourselves. But we have the same consolidation as Bitcoin, so that's something we haven't seen in Ethereum in a while. It usually is not playing ball, or it hasn't been playing with ball. It's been kind of the canary in the coal mine, if you will. But if we can look at the DMI, how it crosses, it gets weak, and at the same time bulls go over the 27, bears go below 27. All right, so right there, that tells you this sell pressure just got exhausted hard and fast, especially when you get the bulls to go over mid 20s at the same time as bears fall. Usually it kind of takes a while, like back here, like you've seen it a lot of times if you're watching these videos. But so seeing that was already telling you, and it was on this big candle, right? So you're probably like, oh, well, duh. Well, yeah, well, you don't know that. Sometimes it does this, right? You know, look here. It did that here, but there was no support. It just kind of went sideways and has lost it. This broke it and went up as bears have now gone below into the weak zone while price action continued to go up. So that's very different than this action here. So that's very notable. Price is king. Don't forget that. If you can just trade off of price alone, just stick with that, because indicators will just confuse you. Some of the best traders I know pretty much just look at price. Anyway. So it looks like this is about to come up into this blue trend line, which is the channel. If you don't know, let's zoom out a little bit so you can see it. We do have this channel here. Now let's see if it turns into resistance. It probably will, at least on the first one. We are getting pretty serious divergence, though, right here. You can see on the DMI on the daily. So that's definitely noteworthy. Let's see if we can see it on the RSI. It doesn't look... Yeah, it's there, just barely. Still not above 30 though, so bears are still strong. And there is players in this move. This is one thing that does concern me a little bit about this downside action that we've been seeing, is there is volume in it. You can see here. I mean, it's the most volume we've seen like all year in Ethereum. Yeah, looks like all year. Let me go ahead and add you real quick. Let's see. Pending. All right, you are added, sir. All right, so this will probably be resistance the first time. I don't know, maybe not. Who knows? Price will tell us, but I'm gonna guess kind of like how it did over here, kind of a little ping-pongy action. But anyway, it's been playing with this channel very nicely, even with the midpoint of it. I mean, you got stronger, breaks below it, bam. So it's very... Oh, okay. Let's see. It's very, man. Man, volume like this kind of, like I said, scares me. This can be continuation right here. This can totally be that. And, I mean, a target on this, guys, is low. I mean, you're talking probably that $100 measured move that we did on this flag. Which we'll do it again real quick. I'll just kind of do a little bootleg one. Here's like the flag, right? Like this. You could even kind of do like a pennant if you wanted to. But really all I care about is this flag part of it. And watch this. Boom. Take that. Goes right to about $100. Alright. That's, and this volume is almost kind of telling us that there are MFers here playing this game. Like they're saying, yeah, it's downside now. So, oh man, just be careful. Ethereum might be giving us some clues here, as it has been for quite a long time. So be cautious on the Ethereum. Again, it's all down to the big mama. You know who it is. The Bitcoin. There is some pretty good buying that happened here. Came back up, making a little hammer dilly. Hammer candle. Still not great though. You are seeing the same kind of divergence play out, and we are above 30 though on the daily. So Litecoin looks a lot better as far as divergence is concerned. All right. So again though, Litecoin has been showing slight relative strength for a while. At the same time, Vitalik Unicorn Man has been looking like garbage. Let's zoom in a little bit before we move to Ripple. Dang, yeah, there's lots of buyers coming in on that little sell-off earlier today. I almost bought some of it, but I didn't have the balls to do it, y'all. It was a little tough. I was like, let's see. A little divergence, not that much. It's ever so slight on the 4-hour. It looks way better on the daily. Let's go to the hourly. You can see we're still seeing this same pattern here, getting right above it. Let's see if on the hourly we can take the bears into the weak zone. That would be pretty awesome. If we can do that, guys, we might have a little fast rally on our hands. I don't want to say it'll go up to the mid part of that channel. That's way too crazy. But, you know, maybe up to like 53 to 57 bucks is definitely in the cards. Do be careful, as you can do like a little horizontal right about there, though. So it is coming up to some pretty hardcore resistance. All right, let's see here. That's about it. So again, following Mama Bear, see what she does. Let's go to XRP. XRP has been showing pretty relative strength, not making new lows, so that is interesting. XRP does have massive support though in the 20s, so we can see that real easy here. Let me zoom in a little bit. You can see that really easily here by, I mean, look at this business, all this business done, all right in here. That's a lot of biz. See, so we are in the upper range of that for sure. We actually targeted this range a long time ago when it was teetering above. Look at this, right? Another example, the exponential 21, even on a shit coin like Ripple, got rejected on it for weeks and then sold off. And we kept looking at it, had a trend line it barely broke out of, and we were targeting, as long, if it broke like 40 cents, it was easily going to like 25 cents because there just was zero support here. And you can see that just from like these big candles. That's nothing. No one's playing that. And so, yeah, here we are. This is an interesting spot. I might think about getting along on some Ripple. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to... I'll probably wait to see what Bitcoin does tonight, since it does have a new daily. And let's see what the Asians do when they wake up, and the Europeans here later this evening. All right, let's go to... What did I want to look at? Oh, yeah, Dash. I like the Dash coin and the XMR. I've been kind of following a little bit more. I think when this market turns around, privacy coins are going to be some of the better performers. Oh, you know what I need to add in here too is some Bcash. I know no one likes it, whatever. I don't really care. I am neutral. I trade. It doesn't, like, this is so new. You got to prove. Even Bitcoin needs to prove itself. It's the most proven by far, like, definitely, but I'm just saying, like, all these other shit coins and being only 9 years old on Bitcoin, you know, that's nothing really. So here we are riding up this trend line, looking pretty decent. We are hovering and waving right around the 21 exponential, and you've got the 55 here. So we're super sandwiched in. I would pretty much call this about 170 support, and let's see a daily close above 200. That would be really nice on here. That would give us a nice, if it could do the daily close above 200 here in the next, I would say by this weekend, we'd probably have a really good chance of about testing this 270. And don't forget, guys, everyone always likes to talk about price. There is another axis on your chart, and it is time. Time is very important. Most people think just price and volume. And now I do think price is king. It is my favorite. But time is very important. Time stops can help your risk management a shit ton. Because certain moves, that is one good thing that you can see with indicators, is like, you know, for it to even get overbought, like let's say you just use RSI, you know that it's going to take at least a certain amount of days to get over there. Generally speaking, of course, I know there's outlier moves, but you can't plan for those. In a bell curve, if you don't know what a bell curve is, I highly recommend you look that up. But it looks something like that. Oh, wow, that was some lag. Sorry, let me try that again. There you go. It looks something like that. And a standard, one standard deviation is right here in the middle. Almost everything happens in this business, in the world, period. No matter what it is, it's pretty crazy. And 95, there's the 2 standard deviations, which is out a little bit further, you know, like over here. And it's 95% of everything happens within this range. And then the 5% are the outliers. So that's huge moves, maybe like when 9/11 happens or something like that. Or if we went to war with Iran, like this weekend, or, you know, those super outlier moves, like no one knows that day. So it's like you can't even think about those. It just messes you up. Like, it's not smart. So generally speaking, you'll be able to kind of use it to time your trade. So let's say you buy right here and you only use the 21 exponential, and you're like, okay, I'm going to buy here, let it consolidate to get kind of over here to the strength area, or to get strength or overbought is what most people call it on the RSI. It looks like on this trajectory it's going to take at least another 5 days or maybe 2 weeks, depending on how you read it. Everybody reads a little bit different, and that's okay, but there are general principles. And so if you know, and you have this trade and it kind of just goes sideways and boring, like through here, and it didn't go out there, and you already know it kind of should have, that's weak. That's weak. Get out. You're done. And that would be like saving you maybe from this happening, and then your emotional capital of how you got to be able to pull the trigger. Even though you have a stop, it doesn't mean that you're going to execute it. And I'll tell you, that's one of the hardest damn things to ever do, is execute a stop. Because you're like, no, man, I'm not wrong. You don't want to admit you're wrong, but it's probably like, most likely, it's like, no, bitch, price is telling you you're wrong. You better get out of there. I mean, I've held stuff. I have some penny stocks from when I traded. I still do trade traditional markets, but from when I first started trading, I can't even like sell them anymore. They're like shit coins. They're like 0.0018 cents or something, or maybe even more zeros. It's pretty funny, but it's not. It sucked because I lost money, but good lessons. Look at this trend line I just noticed here while I'm blabbering about stuff. Look at that. that's pretty interesting. And it actually with the cross here that I already had on there. Look at that price, 186. So man, this is at an inflection point. I can't imagine that we're going to sell off really hard in the general market the month that a bunch of the ETF announcements are going to get, you know, put forth, like, and a shit ton of them. I just don't really think that that would be the psychology of the setup. You know, usually it's like, well, does that say 429? Is that right? Okay, well there you go. So breaking over, we were just showing the strength. Wow, that was like live. That was that's pretty cool. That's never happened before. I'm sure it will more so as I make more videos and price doesn't go in like a $50 range for 3 days. But anyway, yeah, so that's kind of playing out here. That looks pretty good. If this can close above in the next 30 minutes, we're probably going to test 66 here. So again, the DMI, that's why I love the DMI. And you have to use it with these horizontals, or you don't have to do anything, right? Whatever, do whatever you want to do. But to how I'm using it, and this is something I kind of just came up with by myself of looking at it for way too many hours. And I just noticed that all these underlyings would show certain strength when it got above a certain level. And I was like, huh. And I'm a super nerd for charts. I have looked at charts for way too damn long. It's kind of embarrassing. My girlfriend definitely doesn't really like it. She's like, dude, really? Charts? Like, come hang out with the family, bro. Anyway, this is looking fairly good. Maybe the 4 hour needs to confirm. That's what I'd really like to see. And if we can see, yeah, I know, right, Mitch? That's what I'm talking about. Moon it, mate. And I'm not, you know, I'm bullish on that on the long term, but I don't like to get preemie bullish. You know, I wait for the charts to kind of tell me something good. And you know, that right now they're telling me something good for the first time since the Goldman Sachs / Silk Road / you got scared. Oh wait, no, it's just more sellers than buyers. That's all it was. News is applied to price action, y'all. Don't forget that. News is just there to, like, excuse my French for lack of a better term, but to fuck you up and to make you have shitty decision and critical thinking, because all that, it's subliminal, man. It goes into the part of your brain that you're not really like thinking about. You know, it's not the logic part of your brain. Like, since most traders are men, you know, most people aren't. They won't ever even think about that or be in tune with it. But all the great traders I know talk about that, and like your kind of lizard brain, and that it's I'll have to find a couple good books. I know Mark Douglas, Trading in the Zone is a really good book. If you haven't read that, highly recommended. And it's not about charts or setups or anything. It's all in the head and the psychology. It's definitely a must read for traders. So this is actually looking fairly good here as we're getting closer to the end of the show. If you want me to look at any tickers or anything, principles, yeah, that's also a really good one. Yeah, Mitch, or 1X, or I guess Bobby. Yeah, if y'all want me to look at any coins or something before I wrap up, I'm going to jump into equities just for a second, because I do trade those a lot. I know a lot of people don't care about that in crypto, but this isn't just a crypto trading thing. This is just, mostly I'm kind of thinking like risk management, and then you can just trade whatever the hell you want. Let's see here. So this is the ES, this is S&P 500. Again, I use the same exact setup on DMI on this as I do for crypto. I mean, this is pretty much my go-to. I actually only have RSI on here for my chart for the show. Like on my personal chart, I don't have it on there. Because I can, like, you can already kind of see it in DMI, and most of the math is already based off the same thing anyway, so. Let's see. Okay, yeah, and you know what? I actually don't look. I'm glad you said that, 1X. Let me go back before I jump into this, because that's something I need to do better is Bitcoin pairs. On kind of the top pairs, I have defaulted to just looking at them on dollar pairs, but I'm not really sure why. I guess more people are in this space. They seem to be more relevant. All right, let's check it out. Here's ripples, the rips on Bitcoin. Yeah, so you do clearly, just at a first glance, you know, there is a lot of support, like right over here in this area. Oh, I don't have any. Look at that. That's how you know I don't even look at these, because I don't have my lines on here. Let me just throw them on real quick. And it's just Alt-H. If you don't know, now you know. It's really easy to go in there and add stuff. Bears are definitely commanding control right now, based off the DMI, on the Bitcoin pair. And I think with Ripple, that's why on Ripple, that's why I look at it on dollar pair almost exclusively, because it's kind of it wants to be swift replacement. So I feel like against the dollar, that's like more relevant. But yeah, showing like it looks a lot more bearish on the Bitcoin pair. The only thing that is kind of cool though is you got massive divergence on your RSI. You got here all the way back to July, and now you're above 30. You have massive divergence also on the DMI on both ways, on the bears and the bulls. So the only thing that's just bearish now is like this last few, you know, about a week of price action, which isn't surprising, is showing a lot of bearishness. But if the bulls cannot get sunk back in this below 10 range and get in the neutral zone, which is between 15 and about 26, then yeah, I think that will be that would probably be a good setup to start watching it again. Though, look at this 21 exponential just beating down the block the whole time. So not really liking that chart. If you only showed me that one, I would be pretty bearish. Let's look at Ethereum and Bitcoin. Dang, see, look at that. I don't have it on here either. Throw them on there real fast. All right. So Ethereum, Bitcoin, I do like that it's coming over to this capitulation here. If you want to see what capitulation is, there you go. And it doesn't always have to be on huge volume. You can actually tell the volume right after the sell-off was more on the buy. That's actually a better sign. I like when it does that, because that means there's perceived value there. But anyway, I digress. Gosh, looking really weak on the Bitcoin pair, but that's not surprising considering Bitcoin is the leader of the pack. Mama Bear is getting beat up, so all the cubs are going to get beat up too, at the same time. And maybe that's why I default sometimes to the top 10 or so to look at on a dollar pair, because it kind of removes that part of the lens. In bull markets, it is very useful though to look at Bitcoin pairs, because you can kind of see, because some people just want to accumulate Bitcoin, even large traders, and sometimes you can see movements in there that you won't see on the dollar. So there is that. But on this is hard as shit to read, man. There is not really much going on here. I guess if you went to an hourly, it's trying. Looks kind of like the other charts where I was showing the consolidation right about the strength level. But I mean, it's really just all waiting for Mama Bear to get up. That's really the biggest thing. And I did ETH USD earlier, but we'll do it again real fast. Not a problem. That is one I look at way too damn much. Nope. What the hell? Man, can someone get TradingView to like add filters on this so you can just like, I can put all the crap. And I know there's this over here, the exchanges, but it's like I want it to be where it's just like the ones I pick, like a filter, like exchange filter, I guess you could say. Here we are on that dollar, just like, wow, during the show, this is what we were talking about, it hitting as resistance, and here we go. We're right at it. We are on a new candle. The 30-minute did close over the 144, so that is a good sign on the dollar. And a lot of people came up and bought this sell-off from earlier today. So, and I am on a 30-minute. That's a little bit tight. I usually don't go that far. Yeah, and you got two nice big buy volume candle bars right here. After this high volume of, maybe this could be like local capitulation. I could totally see that being the case. And if you want a 618 move for a longer term, which should line up right around here with the red line. Yeah, see that, which it does. Right here around this 240 area. And that's why, again, I love these trend lines set up this way, because it's like constantly drawing fibs on your chart. Especially when you trade. I usually only initiate trades off like a 4-hour daily. 1 hour is just when I'm bored. You are seeing lots of divergences here too, as we discussed earlier, but really, man, we got to close a 4-hour, and this on the 4-hour, these bulls need to get above in the strength zone or the power zone above 25. So other than that, it's no go. I'm being very patient right here with my entries. All right, so I'm just gonna blow through the ES and traditional markets now, because I'm about to go eat some dinner. All right, so this is looking pretty good. I've been saying that I'm going to get long on sell-offs since, you know, before this rally even. And this is a good spot here where it's stalling. You got the moving averages stacked on each other, getting some good support, and now they're kind of moving their way up. But this does look like about a 618 pullback from here. Wow, yeah, look at that. It's too many charts I have looked at. Almost to the T. It's getting rejected a bunch of times, so that's not a great sign thus far. We'll see what happens the rest of this week, obviously. I'm kind of playing this. I am long right now. I am kind of playing this. I will jump ship on these if we break these lows right here, these local lows, because it also goes up to this previous high. So that's what I'm looking at for that. Let's go to Nasdaq. Let's see. Nasdaq bears are kind of still controlling on the 4-hour, and very neutral on the daily. They barely have it left on the hourly, just ever so slightly. And on the 850, hovering right around the 21 exponential, and the bears have a slight advantage. Really though, what I'm playing more so on this one than the, because indicators can lie to you, but I'm more trading on this one is this trend line and strength into the midterms, so they can sell them off really good when they scare people. Although we are kind of going a little bit sideways more than I want to. If we don't pick up by the end of this month in this, I'll probably jump ship on this trade as well, even if it just goes sideways. That'll be like my time stop on that one. Let's go to crude oil. Something I love to trade. I think everyone should trade it. You got awesome leverage built into the product. There's options, futures, the whole 9 yards on it. And it's uncorrelated to everything. It goes up, down, left, right. It does whatever it wants to. It's very neutral. It has non-correlation. So we did talk about it here, getting on this support trend line, this purple line, and then you also have it bouncing off of the, off this 144. It had a nice little pop. I had generally short delta in this, so I got hammered a little today, but it's in the option world though, so I'm selling premium. I'm doing things called strangles. I know that's probably way off topic and kind of out of the realm of people that listen or watch this show, but that's okay. Y'all should learn options. They are very amazing products, and they do have huge leverage built into them already. You think 100x is a lot on crypto? You can do stuff like that too in regular markets. So this bulls are getting back in the strength on DMI. Let's go to the 3-day, because you can't look at longer time frames in traditional markets, which is nice. 3-day, yeah, it looks okay. It looks all right. It's not the best looking chart, but if we close above 71 though, then I will have to probably adjust my trade, because I do, if you want to know, I do strangles on oil. It's pretty much you box in a range, and the price needs to stay pretty much in that range, and then you get paid. So you don't have to pick direction, which is also something very cool about options that I don't think a lot of people know about. You can be neutral and make money. It's pretty crazy. 4-hour is looking pretty strong on here, but we are having some divergence. If y'all look down here, especially in the RSI, I mean, it has just been flat selling off at 70 every time it gets there. And, you know, we've had some pretty substantial movement in that range from about 66 up to 71. So, you know, that's a pretty big move for this to not get overbought. And I'm putting quotes up. I know y'all can't see that. I'll be doing videos soon. I just got me a new camera and stuff. I'm setting up my because it's a little bit different. But anyway, yeah, so there, and you can see too here on the DMI was showing even weaker like strength in this up move. And I'm not sure, and this was news based too. This rally was news based. That was like some stupid thing about Iran or more scared tactic crap. Like, it doesn't matter. They could just come out tomorrow and be like, oh, everything's cool with Iran now. It's just like crypto. That's why news is noise. But so the price here is kind of stalling out. I am watching this one closely because, like I said, oil is a badass product to trade, and it moves. It's like independent of everything. That's what's so cool, and everyone in the world trades it. It's very, very liquid. Let's go to gold. Everybody likes some gold, right? Oh, finally, gold is having a little bit of love. We haven't seen gold love in a hot-ass minute. That's for sure. So, it's maybe some capitulation here. It did print a very nice hammer candle, and it hasn't really looked back since then. The blue dots here, which is TMA, it's a triple exponential. They're pretty fun to use. I really like to use them like this way for supports because they flip onto the other side, as you can see here too. Then when it broke that one, it was done. Here's the same thing. Broke that one, it was done. But anyway, so it was kind of printing here some 1190-ish, 1195 support, and we are neutral on the DMI and RSI on the daily. Oh, look at that! Bulls just got a little bit of strength. Let's see if they can maintain it though. I still am pretty bearish gold. If you listen to my other videos, I still think we're going to see lots of dollar strength in the near-term future, and that's not great for gold. I'm kind of expecting gold to trickle sideways and maybe down to the $1,000 level as the rest of this equity market rally plays out. And right towards the end of those, they usually like to ramp up gold really hard to capitulate. They usually like to ramp up, the dollar really hard, and it causes capitulation in gold. And then that's usually like your best buying point. So I'm not a gold bug either, or a gold maximalist, if you will. All right, let's go to, what was I going to show y'all? Damn it, I forgot. Oh yeah, I wanted to look at the Bitcoin shorts graph. That's what it was. Every time we've gotten to this level up here, I have an alert too if it closes above it, because I'm real curious if it will be able to. When we get to this 40,000 area, it sells off pretty abruptly. Third time's a charm, maybe? Maybe we're about to bust through it. I don't know. It is kind of looking like it wants to have a little stab at it, but I don't know. That's speculation. Totally speculation. Something that is interesting you don't see often is the DMI, both the bulls and the bears above in the power zone. That's pretty damn rare. So they are fighting it up, guys. They really are. Every time we get to this low 6,000 area, that seems to happen. There's a lot of liquidity there for bulls and bears, so that's kind of nice. All right, let's go to the Bitcoin, and then we're gonna just wrap it up with final thoughts. Let's see here. So again, real quick, ever so slightly bearish on the daily on most of the internals. 4 hour is neutral to bullish. Oh, let's go to the 850. 850 is finally getting close. As we talked about it, though, we still need another 12 hours or so to get a little more info for that candle. And on our hourly, which is what you kind of have to watch right now in this sideways ass price action when you're in tight ranges, it's finally getting, price with conviction is getting over the 21 exponential, and that has not happened since this sell-off started. Okay, yeah, I know it happened right here, but this is weak sideways sell-off. This was a nice little gradual stay above it while price keeps getting bought up, and now we're even coming up to test. So that's kind of just what I'm watching out for. With that said, thanks for asking the questions and contributing. I really do appreciate that. That's one of the things that I can't wait for, when there's a lot more people watching this live, to be able to interact with a lot of folks and keep the content going. That's something that I'm looking very much forward to. What's going on, Scott? How you doing, man? Did you just get in here? If you did, you might be a slightly late, but that's okay. It's all recorded, so you can do it. And I timestamp crap too, so you can just go all through there. Although it does. Okay, cool. Yeah, so it does take me a. It does take me a little bit to edit those, and I don't edit the video at all, but been converting the non-believers in San Francisco. Oh, nice. There's still non-believers in the tech town. What the hell, man? I wouldn't have thought that. I thought they were already all on the Kool-Aid. Oh, that sucks. I guess everybody's kind of sad too right now, you know, like after this big sell-off and all that crap. Everyone's like, dude, bro, really? Like, this really sucks, man. I told you crypto was a scam. They don't believe in Doge? Oh, no one believes in Doge. Scott, you know this. We've been Doging it up since we've met in, what, 20... What did we meet in 13 or 14? I don't remember. It was back then at, like, Brave New Books or something. Yeah, Doge what? Here's a Doge chart. Check that out, guys. Uh-huh. Oh, the Shiba. The power of the Shiba. Don't diss the Shiba, bro. Oh, I hate that chart. I don't like looking at Doge and the US dollar pair. That's lame. There we go. Much better. Jeez, look at that crap, man. Woo! Super Shiba! Well, that's cool. So what else is going on in San Francisco? You just, like, hitting up some meetups out there? Doing some crypto biz? Yeah, man, Doge. Oh, I love it. I love the Doge. I feel like Doge will never die. Damn, man, we should get shirts for that for the meetup. Odom, oh, okay. Yeah, we should get shirts for the meetup that say that Doge will never die or something like that. Because I really don't think it's going to. Doesn't seem like it could. Not to be a shill. Oh, that's okay. Hell, I asked. Hey, well, yeah, you got to talk about what you're working on. That's not a bad thing. I don't know if shill is in the definition if you work at the place. I kind of think maybe there should be an exception to that if it is in the definition. But I almost think more shill is like people just, you know, going in Telegram groups and saying, oh, buy this coin. It's amazing, dude. Seriously, though. Well, yeah, Scott, you want me to check out any ticker before I sign off here? I kind of actually did want to look at BCH while you think about that for a minute. We pretty much wrapped up a bunch of coins earlier. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm gonna pull this up and play with this while you probably takes a minute. I know there's lag, so. Let's see, the Bitcoin Cash. I'm actually really liking Bitcoin Cash for a long entry when one presents itself. I'm not saying this is one now, but I think Bitcoin Cash is going to move like a beast when this market turns around. Think about it, man. It's like everyone hates it. It's like the new Ripple. I don't know. Is there a coin? Please tell me. If you're still listening out there, tell me, is there a coin that people hate more than Bitcoin Cash? Because I don't know it. I do not know it. Oh, we got a gnarly trend line right there. Let's go ahead and throw that up there. Make it a little thinner, though. We don't need that fat pink. Let's see here. Yeah, so this is ugly as shit for sure. Bearish on the daily. Bearish on the 3-day, although showing divergence. 4 hours showing... it's okay. It's not the best. It's kind of neutral. Neutral strength. Again, watch that 21, guys. That's one of the best and simplest ways to do TA. If there's only one you want to pick, do that one. It's really awesome. And the 55 is good, too, to push with it. As you can see, that's the orange and the yellow one here. So you don't get shook out too much. So, yeah, on the hourly, BCH is putting in that work. Look at that, y'all. Hit down all the way to 410. And here we are testing the 55. This is resistance. Do not FOMO right here. Although, do whatever the hell you want. I guess you can FOMO and go all in on 100x if you want. You know, who am I? I'm not your financial advisor, but I'm definitely not getting long right here. Not at all. So no coins from Scott, I don't see. Well, fine, Scott. Didn't want to look up a coin for you anyway, bro. Nah. Man, so... with that said, then... oh, YOLO. Yeah, that's right. I don't think that's a coin. But... I'm gonna look, just in case. If it's not, there should be one. I know YOYO is. YOYO coin. Oh, look, YOYO coin is putting in a base, y'all. It's definitely the next Bitcoin. Wow, interesting enough, as I'm kind of joking around here, YOYO coin on a Bitcoin pair is like at all-time lows. So, I don't know. I ain't touching it, but I want Mama Bear to... Mama Bear, tell me something. Tell me something now. But yeah, if there's no one wants me to look at any other coins, then I'm gonna be signing off here shortly. So I'll let that get through so y'all can hear it. And oh, we never looked at EOS, so I'm gonna pull that up while that stream goes through the waves of the internet. Mostly, I think they're mostly probably waves now. Who uses a wired connection now? Oh, I wish I could have one. I can't get internet at my house. It sucks. But yeah, EOS. EOS is looking pretty damn good. We talked about it getting caught at that $4.60 to 80 cent range. That was nice. Did it again. We're trapped in here. What's this guy? That guy needs to get out of here. Joshua Johnson. Mr. JJ. You're late to the party, bro. Alright, Mona. He wants to Mona. Hey, so are we doing a meetup tomorrow or no? Joe mentioned it to me, but I don't know if... I didn't hear anything back if it was kind of official. I was actually trying to merge it with the other meetup group, too. So we could have maybe like a little double party. Mona, I guess I'm just going to look at it on the BTC. Oh my god, death. Dude, this is death. Look at this. Rejection off the 21 EMA like almost every time since... that's shit. Mid-August. It's pretty rough. Let's look at some internals in some good old oscillators. Oh, haven't looked at this one in a hot minute. Well, you do have a little bit of bullishness here, which is kind of surprising on this chart. I'm not sure. That's pretty wild, because this is like a beast mode sell-off. But yeah, so you're getting a little bit of positive divergence. Actually, shit, a lot of bit. Look at this, boom, boom, boom. Since early September, this whole sell-off, you are getting some divergence, and it is showing on the RSI as well. Still below 50 though, so kind of weak. And that means the table hasn't shifted yet. Let's see on the daily. Oh god, the daily though, garbage. 4 hour, okay. Daily, ugh. God, that looks like death. Let's see how far that goes back. How much data do we have? Oh, damn, Mona. The Mona, bro. I forgot that one went all the way back to 14. Yeah. I mean, one could argue there's probably some support in there. Let's turn on, oh, I don't have it on this one. Oh, well, I can just add it real fast. Some volume profile. Oh, wait, I have to go to the special one. There we go. Load up, bro. There it is. Yeah, so there you go. There's a better look, I think, at Mona. Lifetime chart. of its price action. Point of control is only 3,000 satoshis from here, so you know, maybe you're onto something there, JJ. Maybe you are. Still looks ugly though. Oh, ETP, I'm glad you mentioned that one. I always forget about that one. That one's been sneaky, man. Like, look at this shit. Almost in this whole rally, it's been like going up the whole damn time. Volume profiles got the highest node, price nodes here around $1. So that's easy to remember. Yeah, man, this doesn't look too bad. Let me throw my horizontals on here. Yes, looks okay. It looks okay until you look back here on the daily. You've got massive divergence on DMI and kind of weird stalled out divergence on the RSI. This probably needs a sell-off to this next high volume node right about here, which also coincides with the 144 average at about $2. Let's see if we can see anything on a 4-hour. 4-hour. Yeah, it's pretty damn neutral. Very neutral on the 4-hour. Don't really see anything on that that's helping you out. On the hourly, let's see here. The hourly looks pretty good though, as does a lot of the hourlies here from the little mini dump earlier today. Yeah, the hourly looks pretty good. Maybe for a little pop up here to test back in this this price action area, the top of this highlighted volume node. So maybe which is only about 340 though. Probably missed a lot of that move, because if you go to the daily again, you're getting hardcore resistance at 340. So I would not get long here. I'll tell you that much. Let's see, UBQ. Where would I get long though, you might ask? Because that would be a better thing, I think, to say. Let's see if we could get a daily close above 380. I would probably take it on for a little bit of a scalp. UBIC. Let's see. Is that all the data there? All right. So zoom in a little more. Get that out. So volume profile is not really helping us on this one. A lot of times it doesn't. Let's see here. Dang it. Making me put all these lines on these here. I haven't looked at none of this stuff. All these booty coins. Booty coins. Oh, here you go. You're showing some pretty nice support around 7,500 sats. Looks like that goes back to the old pump and the initial listing dump here. So you probably do have really good support here at the between 7,000 and 7,500. Yeah, this doesn't look too bad actually. I could get down with this for like maybe a little pop up to 10,000 sats or something like that. Let's go to a 4-hour. Yeah, the 4-hour on it's actually looked good since it got up in this area and started consolidating yesterday. And before that, it's actually been maintaining strength during the last 4 or 5 days. So that's looking pretty good, man. I could get down with that a lot more than ETP, I will tell you that much. No volume, of course. Not a shocker. Everybody's waiting for Big Mama. So yeah, that's kind of... I don't think it's terrible. Neutral on the 3-day, so that's cool. And the 3 days even printing your support at about 7K. So I'd say 75 would be like my stop if I entered in right now. Is how I would play that. But yeah, not too shabby. I don't think I wouldn't enter like right at this second, but maybe on some pullbacks wouldn't be bad. Although that might be getting a little greedy. Sometimes you miss from greed on the trying to buy. Like right now, someone told me something that was pretty interesting earlier today in a chat was, you know, if you're if you bought and you sold your coins earlier, maybe December, and you've been in the game for a while and you're just waiting for capitulation to 2-3K, it's like you're almost just wanting it to go there. Like you hope it goes there, instead of like being more objective and being like, well, if everybody wants to go buy and get long at 3K again, then will it go there? I don't know. He was saying, you know, you're being greedy by not starting to scale in like right now at these prices on these long trend lines that we have, etc. Orb, huh? I don't know if I can do Orb. Yeah, Orb's not on TradingView. I think GRS is, though. Yep. Grossel. What's cool about Grossel, JJ? Why do you like that one? Because you have a way different analysis approach than I do. So you have a decent trend line here from February beginning last year with a slight breach followed by insano volume on this pump, which is interesting. So with that said, it looks, hold on, let me see these horizontals real fast. Pretty neutral. Oh, that's right, Grossel. That's right, the algo. Okay. I knew that, damn it. This thing's been around since, yeah, back in the gap in I remember this shit. Durr. Pumped like a mofo, though. It has actually held up really well, like, all things considered. You know, it was up peak to trough roughly 30-40,000%. And, you know, it's still holding up till about 10,000% gains. So wow, that's pretty impressive. Funky ass pattern here. Not sure how to take that, but let's look at it on a weekly since there was quite a bit of data. Yeah, shit, this has almost been a yeah, it does look like it always pumps, like Dogecoin kinda. It does kind of look like it's getting into one of those inflection points. So if you kind of look at this and you take some time analysis on it, let's say we do from kind of sell-off peak to troughs here, you've got about 119 days. This one was a little bit longer, it was 168 days. And then you've got this one a little bit longer, maybe if you add about the same amount of time. Yeah, this is actually setting up to possibly have a nice pump action. Nice nice find there, JJ. This one I actually probably like the most so far of what you've showed me. And you've got decent, and that's a weekly. On the weekly it even looks good. You do have all the exponential moving averages stacked on each other, so there's going to be lots of resistance right here. This one would be fun to play. This one would be good low risk entry if you get a daily closing above 10K. If it did that, it would likely start one of these massive pumps. Right now, though, it's a little bit more dangerous. Pearl. ETH hash. I don't know. Is that on here? I never even heard of that. No. Pearl, man. You're going in the gutter coins, bro. I know EXP is on here. Good old Expanse. I remember that one, too. That's an OG. Gosh, an OG that just went to the gutter. It is almost at all-time lows. Almost. Jeez, I'm gonna zoom in because that's just gross. Well, I will say one thing, JJ. You're putting me to work here, putting all these horizontals on here. All right. No worry, it makes for content. I'm all down for it. Thank you. Appreciate it. Because I wouldn't have looked at a few of these. And we are neutral with a slight bearish bias, just ever so slight. Just a little wee bit. Hey, what's going on? Schmolik 500. Hope you're having an awesome evening or morning, wherever you might be. It's evening here where I'm, well, night now. Shit, it's 8 o'clock. I will do poly here in just 1 second. So Expanse, all-time kind of lows. Yeah. Damn, I don't know. This is like a gamble, man. This is like buying a 5 delta option or something just for shits and giggles to see what happens. I do not like the 3-day DMI though. It looks pretty damn bearish still, so I don't think I'd touch that one. All right, let's go to the polymath. Oh, good old polymath. Oh yeah, I forgot it got listed on Binance. It got listed on Binance to dump, I guess. Here's the Binance chart. Ouch. All right, let's go to a chart that has more data on it, though. To the Bittrex. Oh, Jesus. It went down to 2,000 Satoshis? Dang. Ouch. I did not know it got beat up so much. What is that like in a dollar wise? 13. Oh, so that's sub IPO price on that one. Schmolik 500, if my memory serves me correct. I do remember lots of my buddies trying to get me to go in on it around the teen area. And I think some people got in sub those prices. But I mean, you're pretty much everybody in Polymath got fucking murdered. And I never really liked Polymath. Sucks, it was a really good one. It was kind of like one of those last good super pumps before ICOs. No one really cared about them because Bitcoin was selling off so hard. But yeah, it just seems super shady to me. And I guess a lot of people were thinking the same. I don't know what to make of this chart as far as anything else, but it has turned into one of those coins that you never heard of in from 2014. A bumping party. Yeah, yeah, that's right, JJ. Totally. That's exactly what happened. I guess Schmolik, if you're still in here, or maybe that was you that just left. Sorry if I offended you, but not really, because this is just the price action, bro. I hope you don't have a big, heavy bag. I know I would bet money that some of my friends got big, heavy bags of Polymath. But yeah, that party in Bahamas, and it didn't pump at all, and my friend went there and was like, oh shit, this is a joke. And my friend's a very smart guy, and he's very savvy. And when he said that, I was like, oh shit, this is done. Oh, okay, cool. I'm glad you're still here. Good. Awesome, Schmolik. I didn't want to hurt your feelings or nothing, but sometimes it does happen with the price action, you know, shit goes down. But dude, as far as like this, I don't know if you have a bag or anything, or I hope you don't, but you're almost, if you do, you're kind of in the territory of like, oh shit, I might as well hold it now, you know? And I've been there, bro. I've been there with a lot of things. If you weren't in here earlier, I actually... Yeah, man, I'm sorry to hear that. I know a couple of my friends have some of those large bags too. Yeah, man, it hurts. I have, I don't know if you were in here when I was talking about back in traditional markets when I first started trading, probably like 6-7 years ago, like serious with real money, seriously. Yeah, I bought, like, I guess seriously in quotes because I was buying penny stocks. But yeah, I still have them in one of my accounts, and it's like, it's worse than a shit coin. It's like 0.00012 cents, and you couldn't even sell it even if you wanted to. So that happens in regular markets too. Yeah, it's pretty rough, man. On this one though, yeah, like I said, I really think you're kind of already, like, it's wait till the market to turn. I mean, you're already down 83%. Oh man, it means it can definitely go lower, that's for sure. But weekly is gonna not be enough time. Shit, man. Yeah, I can't really tell you anything special about Polymath. It's getting some love right here though with the rest of the market. I do think some of these old coins though, once the market turns, is going to get these things are gonna just come out of the woodworks and pop super hard. So I have a couple of old school bags that I just kept a little bit in there, like that I put in wallets that I forgot, because I didn't do that the last time I traded in this market. Like, not enough. I kind of traded my way out of being very wealthy, and not that it was like terrible, like I did terrible or anything, but you know, just having your hands on all your capital all the time. So I took a little bit of different approach this year and bought a little bit of some coins that I liked. And then I just put them in wallets, and I don't even like open them. I don't even look at them until the next bull run. That's what my trading plan for that was. Is like, I'm just gonna wait and see what happens. With Polymath, though, you know, given that it's kind of a little bit shady, I would definitely look to. I mean, if you have if you got in the ICO, then you know you can get to like break even from here. So, and what are you saying over here, Josh? JJ, yeah, just let it go and get back in the game at an entry point at another token. Yeah, that's not the worst advice, man. Oh, so you ICO'd, okay. But yeah, back to JJ. Yeah, that's not too bad. You know, that's not the worst advice. There are more potentials. Polymath probably doesn't have a lot of that potential. But man, if you ICO'd, you're just now kind of like slightly down, I would guess. So, I mean, I think there's a high probability that you'll be able to scrap it for like a, either scrap it or get like a slight winner out of it. That's probably what I would do with that if I was you, and learn from that, man. You know, whenever I kind of have a rule, if I ever double up on any position that I have, I sell half of it. No questions asked. I just sell half of it. And I learned that from doing exactly this, of holding on to things and being in the money, man. Yeah, there you go. So that's a good idea. Just wait for some dumb kind of news event to sell into. But yeah, I've been in this position a lot, man, and still have gotten myself into it occasionally, but I do it way less now. I used to do it a lot. Now I do it, a third of the time. So, still way more than I want to, but hey, man, you learn every day when you trade. So just take that away from this experience is what I would do is, man, you know what? When you're in the money big, sell it and move on to weaker things that have more potential, as JJ was saying, which is totally a very good point. Even on winners, you should think that way too. I'm a big proponent of, everyone says, oh, losers. It's all about managing losers and stop losses, etc. No, man, it's about managing winners. There's nothing that makes you feel worse than being right on the direction, making money, paper profits, they're unrealized, right? And then not closing any of the position and having it go all the way down, and usually for a loss because you're just in awe that you didn't close any of that shit while it was going up. You're like, damn it. You're like, really, dude? Like, what the shit is wrong with me? And then you mess your emotional capital up, and then it makes it really hard to make any decisions. Then you start revenge trading and doing really dumb things. So, don't forget, emotional capital is just as important as actually the money you trade with, which I'm going to do a little video on just that, because I think that's super important that no one talks about. You have to prevent yourself from getting into situations where you shouldn't be in, and then it makes you just a way more astute trader in the long run, right? So yeah, sorry about your polymath bag, man, but you'll likely be able to get out of here with a slight gain, or definitely a scrap. So there is at least that, and I know it does burn the loins of just seeing. I remember all my friends were so excited when they were like, dude, it's about $1. I was like, oh shit. I was like, sell all of it. They're like, no, dude, moon, bro. But you know, it's easy to moon. Yeah, that's right. That's right, JJ. Do not walk into a casino after a divorce, or maybe after you even break up with your girlfriend or something like that, right? Probably not a great idea. Alright, so let's go look at Bitcoin real quick, unless y'all have any other coins y'all want me to look at, or equities or anything. I trade it all. Other than that, I'm going to sign off. Probably go drink me a couple beers and get some food and hang out with the fam. So it does look like on the Bitcoin, while I've been talking, we did close that hourly above